If you've ever heard of India's Arjun tank, chances are you've also heard the hate. Critics from the US, Europe, China, even Russia, all lining up with the same script. Low protection, outdated sensors, flawed systems. They've done everything to paint the Arjun as a failure. And the worst part? Even many Indians believe them. But ask yourself, why? Why is the entire world so obsessed with discrediting a tank they claim is irrelevant? What are they so afraid of? In this video, we'll expose the truth behind the criticism, reveal what the Arjun is really capable of, and as a bonus, we'll flip the script and put their tanks under the spotlight. By the end, your view of the Arjun tank and global tank warfare itself will be turned upside down. I was watching a video about the Arjun tank from the Red Effect YouTube channel, and I couldn't help but ask myself, when did this guy and Laser Pig become tank experts? They talk about tanks like they've got every model parked in their garage. One moment he's criticizing the Arjun's front armor design, and honestly, I've never heard such nonsense in my life. Let me make something very clear. For all the so-called tank experts out there, any modern two-stage anti-tank missile can destroy any tank in service today. It doesn't matter if you're sitting inside an Arjun, an M1 Abrams, a Leopard 2, or a Challenger 2. If a Javelin missile hits you, you're done. Period. The only thing that can truly save a tank today is not thicker armor. It's an active protection system, APS. And those cost anywhere between $1 to $3 million, depending on the model. So the real question is, why are they spreading these lies? Why are they so desperate to discredit the Arjun? And just how good is the Arjun tank, really? Before I answer that, I need to show you how their tanks perform, so you'll finally understand what they don't want you to see. We've all heard it before. The best tank in the world is the M1 Abrams. You see it in Hollywood movies battling Russian tanks, alien invaders, even transforming robots. It's portrayed like some kind of invincible superweapon. The US loves to mock Russian tanks like the T-72 and T-90, which, by the way, also serve in India's ground forces. You've probably seen those dramatic videos. A T-72 gets hit, the turret blasts off, flips in the air, and crashes back to the ground. But then came the Russia-Ukraine war, and something strange happened. The same T-72s that were easily destroyed by American Abrams tanks in Iraq were now going head-to-head with Ukrainian M1 Abrams tanks, and they were holding their own. In fact, there are documented cases where a basic T-72 using a standard APFSDS round managed to penetrate the heavily armored front of an M1 Abrams, killing the entire crew. The US rushed to defend their reputation, claiming the Abrams used in Ukraine didn't have depleted uranium armor, which the American government refused to export. But let's be honest, the Russian T-72 didn't have uranium core rounds either. Even countries like Pakistan have access to those. Yet the T-72 still destroyed an Abrams. Here's the undeniable truth. Even an M1 Abrams with depleted uranium armor can be destroyed by a uranium core APFSDS round. Even a $200 drone can destroy it. Even a Molotov cocktail in the wrong hand can turn it into a fireball. Just look at Israel's Merkava tanks, once considered among the most protected in the world. Now they're getting taken out by RPGs fired by ragtag Palestinian fighters, or the British Challenger 2 stuck in the mud. The most advanced tank in NATO defeated by mud, or Germany's Leopard 2 blown up by a Russian Kornet anti-tank missile. And then there's the T-90, destroyed by an American M2 Bradley after taking repeated 25mm cannon hits for over 10 minutes. That one was so embarrassing, vodka destroyed the T-90, not the Bradley. See where I'm going with this? If these so-called invincible Western tanks are falling apart in real war zones, why is the media still mocking the Arjun? Why are they so desperate to discredit India's defense industry? The answer is simple. They want to stop India from building and selling its own tanks so they can keep India dependent on foreign imports. India is a gold mine for arms exports, and they don't want to lose that market. But sadly, India's media isn't as powerful or aggressive as the West's. Very few voices are standing up to defend India's military innovations. But don't worry, in the next section, I'll show you exactly what the Arjun can do. So stay with me because it's about to get awesome. But first, a quick favor. Like and subscribe to support this channel. It's free for you, but it means a lot to us. Also, join our Telegram, link in pinned comment, and consider sending a few stars to help us keep going. Thanks for the support. Now let's continue. The story of the Arjun Tank began in 1972, when India made a bold and visionary decision to break free from foreign dependency and develop its own indigenous main battle tank. It was more than just a defense project. It was a statement of independence, strength, and long-term self-reliance. Decades later, that vision gave rise to multiple variants, starting with the Arjun Mark I and evolving into the far more advanced Arjun Mark 1A. But this is no ordinary tank. The Mark 1A comes armed with a powerful 120mm rifled cannon, automated fire control, explosive reactive armor, anti-tank missile capability, and cutting-edge sensor systems. On paper, it matches or even exceeds many Western tanks in raw capability. But here's the shocking truth. Despite everything it offers, only 124 Arjun Mark I tanks were ever built, and only 118 Arjun Mark 1As have been ordered. Why? Because of one critical vulnerability: the engine. The Arjun depends on a German-made V10 diesel engine delivering 1,400 horsepower. But early models suffered from outdated engines. Worse, Germany failed to deliver on time again and again. Was it just poor logistics? Or was it something more deliberate? If you follow the clues, you already know. They didn't just slow the program down. They tried to kill it. And it nearly worked. The constant delays, ballooning costs, and rising skepticism led the Indian government to lose faith in its own tank. But the Arjun isn't the only victim. This same pattern haunts other Indian defense projects, from the Arjun to the Tejas fighter jet, where foreign dependency has strangled progress. But here's what nobody wants to say out loud. India can fix this permanently. With just $10 billion in focused investment, India could build the infrastructure to mass produce its own engines, take full control of the Arjun program, and finally complete the dream that began in 1972. And that investment? It would pay for itself. Because the Arjun isn't just a tank, it's a platform. Its size and layout make it ideal for future upgrades. A fully automated turret, a crew survival capsule, and a next-gen active protection system, just like Russia's Armada. In the hands of bold leadership, the Arjun could become the first non-Western tank to dominate the global export market. It could shatter the Western monopoly and return twice the investment, enough to fund 1,000 free Arjuns for India's army. They tried to bury the Arjun, but India is already working on a next-generation tank. And if you'd like to see a full video on that, let me know in the comments. So don't lose faith. Don't lose faith in the Arjun. Don't lose faith in India's defense industry. And don't lose faith in this channel, because here, we speak the truth when no one else will. As always, it was an honor to have you with us. Thank you for your support. This is Caspian Insight, signing off.